Time now for number 8, and what a name this is. Didier Drogba from Montreal Impact, and I have to say, tallying up the votes, quite polarizing. Some people had him really high, some people had him quite low. He was on most people's ballots. We understand why. In 2015, came in the summer, magnificent impact, 11 goals, 11 games to the playoffs, scored against TFC. 2016, a little bit of a less impact. But again, as we spoke about, a lot of these players, those reference points, those quick impacts, and as you said, you don't need a lot of time, you just need a bit of time.
Yeah, it's just you know, how do you influence your football club and what sort of impact can you have? And it might be a long time, it might be a short time, but when you're a guy like Didier Drogba and you've experienced what you have and you come into this league and you attack it like he did, I think you deserve to be on the list. He was certainly on mine. I think in some of these moments, his free kicks, his leadership ability, how he drove that side in 2015 to dominate TFC and embarrass them in many ways in that playoff game. Someone I've played against in the UK. I know this is about where his time in Canada, but I know firsthand what his physicality and his abilities are, and he brought that here. And the commitment to giving 100% as well will always be there with Didier, and that's an important thing to recognise with him.
It's huge, and I know 2016 became a bit more of a bit part player. This is a guy who lived his life as like the main character in a movie, and it was strange for us in 2016 because he just had a little bit part, like he just had a couple of lines in the word, and he came on as a sub in the game against Toronto FC as well. But as you alluded to, has left his impact. Even young players who were part of that team now will never forget what it was like to work with him and train with him every day. And that's a massive impact even on Canadian soccer when he was only here for 2 years.
Absolutely. He's a guy of standards, and he's got high standards. And if you don't get to that, then there's friction. And that's not always a bad thing, because that helps someone, a football club, deliver and go up the levels, KJ. And so I think that's why, for me, his impact is so important with Montreal. When you look back, it's raising these standards and forcing a football club to be better on and off the field.
Sometimes difficult, but always had his heart in the right place and cared, I would say, more about the team than himself, even though he got a lot of individual accolades as well. And he gets an individual accolade here into the top 10. Number 8, Didier Drogba. Welcome to the best list, brought to you by Best Athletes, helping youth soccer players develop and get recruited, and helping coaches build better athletes and teams.